I even followed her for a bit, and then she didn't follow me back, so I unfollowed her.
Okay. Welcome to the another episode of Bollywood's New Stars with me, Ria, only on Earshot. ट्विंकल खन्ना के कजन करण कपाडिया की जीन्स में ही एक्टिंग है। भले ही उनके ब्रदर इन लॉ अक्षय कुमार या मासी डिम्पल कपाडिया सुपरस्टार्स हैं, लेकिन करण बिलीव्स इन क्रेविंग हिज ओन करियर इन बॉलीवुड। 2019 में उन्होंने अपना बॉलीवुड डेब्यू किया विद द एक्शन थ्रिलर ब्लैंक से, जहां उनकी ग्रेट एक्टिंग स्किल्स ने एज अ कैरेक्टर हनी, एक यंग लड़का जो अपने चॉइसेस और इस कॉम्प्लेक्स वर्ल्ड के बीच में फंसा हुआ है, मेड हिम वन द रोल इन द हॉरर थ्रिलर दुर्गामती, जहां वो भूमि पेडनेकर के फियांसे शक्ति सिंह का रोल प्ले करते हैं। जी हाँ, आज के हमारे गेस्ट हैं नन अदर देन बॉलीवुड एक्टर द टॉल, फेयर एंड हैंडसम करण कपाडिया। Welcome, Karan. Welcome to your show.
Hey guys, what's up?
Welcome to Bollywood's new stars. And what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually not doing much, which is why I wanted to prepone the meeting. I've just been hanging out, watching movies, just working on myself, making some music with my friends as well, because, in our free time, I thought that's the most productive thing we could have gotten up to. So, yeah, that's it. Just chilling, hanging out.
Nice. So what are you doing in these COVID times? Like, apart from all this, how are you taking care of your health?
Nothing, like I said, I've just been spending time with family, watching a lot of movies. And yeah, just because, this time the whole situation was so much worse than it was last year.
Yes,
so even the limited contact that we had to some extent last year was like cut off this year. So, I mean, I was just pretty much, I live with my aunt. So I was just hanging out with her, watching a lot of stuff on Netflix. God bless these online streaming platforms, because they've made it so much easier to cope with all this time that we've had on our hands. So that's it. I've just been hanging out at home, getting fat. Now that everything seems to be opening up, I'm trying to get back in shape.
Okay. So what did you watch? Like, latest, what have you watched?
I watched this show called C on Apple TV. I saw Big Little Lies because I hadn't watched it. Then there was this show on. I saw this animated show on Amazon called Invincible, which I thought was amazing as well.
Okay.
I caught up on Lucifer. I saw a bunch of stuff because I wasn't watching too much before the lockdown happened for whatever reason.
Yes.
And I was just catching up on everything. I even saw the show called Ted Lasso, which was amazing. And now my plan is to catch up on all the Hindi content. Family Man I haven't seen, so that's next.
Okay, so I haven't also seen the Family Man yet, like the second.
Yeah, I know people give me this weird reaction when I tell them that. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good though. So
yes.
I was just waiting to finish this last show and then get on it.
Nice. And health-wise, you're all fit and fine as of now, right?
All good. Like I said, I've just been stuffing my face. And I know that I'm in a privileged position with everything that's happening, So just trying to do whatever I can, my bit, to contribute to whatever's happening and, to the safety of everyone that I love. So I've just been, just having a lot of downtime by myself. And it's actually been really good, at least for me personally. I've had a lot of time to reflect on certain things and certain decisions. So yeah, it's been good.
Right. First of all, I would really congratulate you for Durgamati. And how would you?
Thank you so much.
How would you sum up the whole experience? Please tell us something.
It was an amazing experience. I was the last one to be cast in that film, so I sort of jumped on board towards the latter end of pre-production, and so yeah, it was a little overwhelming because I was about to step onto the set with such experienced actors like Earshot sir and Jishu sir, Mahi Gill, and of course Bhumi. So yeah, it was really intimidating, but I hung out with Bhumi a little before the shoot and we got comfortable and everything. But for me, it was just an amazing opportunity to work with some really good actors and showcase whatever little I could in the time that I had.
Right. So were you nervous while you were shooting? Because these people, Bhumi and Arsha, they are senior actors. So were you nervous while you were shooting, or it was very friendly? How was it?
Of course, I was. I think, the last thing I shot before I shot the first day of Durgamati was this song called Ali Ali that was in my film Blank.
Right.
And it had been a while, that I had been on set or done any sort of like an acting gig. It had been a really long time.
Right.
So I think you sort of, and because I'm not that experienced, I'm relatively new. So when I had to go back on set, it was like you almost have to restart again. And I was really intimidated because my first day I had this really intense scene with Bhumi. So I think leading up to that, I was really sort of nervous and overwhelmed. But it's like riding a bike in a way. I think once you start doing it, and you're like, okay, I'm fine, and then you sort of just get into it.
So, yeah, Karan, I read somewhere that you had stage fright and anxiety, like it pushed you towards acting. So tell us something about that.
Yeah, no, just growing up, I think it's something a lot of people struggle with, and now it's a great thing that more and more people are talking about it. But yeah, it's something that I was also struggling with. And when you're young, you don't know what the problem is, right? Because you don't know how to diagnose it. So I saw my friends take part in plays and stuff like that, and I just never had the courage to put myself out there and do something, and that affected me in my social relationships as well. With people that I was meeting and interacting with, I was like in a shell, and I couldn't really be myself or hold a conversation with anybody, let alone a girl, that I might have liked or whatever. So when I realized I wanted to act, I was like, okay, I should start doing something to work in that direction. And I did a short film with a bunch of my friends, which was really not very good. But it made me feel really good about myself, that I was able to sort of put myself out there and do things that weren't necessarily in my comfort zone, and
Right.
that really helped me. And that confidence, sort of started coming through in my day-to-day life as well, like I said, with my social interactions with people and whatnot. So yeah, it just helped me come out of my shell, and I sort of just became more and more passionate about it the more I started doing it. It's something I still deal with till date, but it's gotten better with time, and the whole acting thing and just having a creative outlet, to express yourself, I think that's really helped as well.
That's nice. That's true. Actually, you need to have something to kind of like indulge yourself into and
Yeah,
put your 100% into, and then involve yourself
yeah, it gives you
rather
like
than
a sense of purpose, you know what I'm saying?
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So tell me, Karan, was there any other profession that you wanted to go ahead with, or was it acting like since beginning?
I mean, see, like I decided that I wanted to do this since I was 11. And at that time, you're so focused on things. At least I was, as an 11-year-old, I knew that this is, what I wanted to do. But in my mind, I always had that things that, okay, if it doesn't work out, maybe I'd do so and so. I would have loved to be an athlete of some kind, but I didn't have the capability, especially back then. Not that I do now, but especially back then. And I thought maybe I'd do something in sports journalism then, because that's the closest thing to actually, if you can't be an athlete, that's the closest way to be around the sport. So maybe something around those lines. Like I said, right now I'm making music with my friend. So I'm always finding new things that I enjoy doing, and I try doing as much of it as I can, and at least putting it out there. And then I think, whatever, the rest just takes care of itself.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like we always like should have 2, 3 hobbies that should interest us, and
Yeah, definitely. Because I think even if you're just like, it's good to be driven, but if you're just focused on one thing all the time and you don't have anything to sort of distract you from that intensity and that drive now and then it can be a little sort of too much. So I
yes,
think it's
yes.
important to have other hobbies as well.
But you have a good physique also. Like, had it been like you have
Not
opted for sports?
not right now. I think I'm like everybody else. I have my phases. Like obviously when we're shooting and when we have to do something, you want to look your best. So at that time, I make my best effort to like look as good as I can. But like right now, I had nothing to do and I was sitting at home, and I just got fat, like most people, or at least a lot of people I know, and that's okay too. I think as long as you know and you have a balance, and you don't too much of something is not good. So I mean, like I said, I'm going to make a change now, but I let myself indulge in things that are not so good for me, now and then.
Okay, so what is your earliest memory of being on set? Like, please.
My earliest memory of being on set, I mean, when you say set, like, what do you mean, like a movie set or any kind of set?
You can like answer any of them. A movie set. Like,
I mean, I think if it's a movie set, it was really young because my mom was a costume designer. So, she used to
yes.
be on a lot of movie sets when I was growing up. And she was a single parent who was raising me. So, that meant that I was taken with her a lot of the times to,
Right.
a lot of places that she was shooting. And yeah, so I remember, I mean, at that time, she was doing a lot of costumes for Mr. Sunny Deol. So I remember being on a lot of his film sets, in the 90s, whether
Right.
it was Indian, maybe Indian was early 2000s, but that sort of era. So yeah, ever since I can remember, everybody is an actor in my family. So I've just been on sets, luckily, since I've been a kid.
Right. Right. So, who did you tell first when, like, you thought of becoming an actor? That what, mom or anyone in your family that I want to be an actor.
I told my aunt and my sister Twinkle first. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning to tell them as well. It just sort of, like, I just blurted it out in a random
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes.
And yeah, the conversation didn't go exactly like I thought it would because I was like 15 at the time. And I thought they'd say, okay, we'll launch you next year and I'll be the next big thing. And they just, in fact, whatever they said, just, helped ground me. They told me the realities of
Right.
business and how unsure and unstable it can be. And at that time, it sort of disheartened me. But now in hindsight, when I look back, obviously they were just preparing me for what lay ahead. So that's how
Right.
that
Right.
went.
Right. So, like, do you discuss really, like, things related to acting with your family member, as you mentioned, with your aunt or Twinkle or Akshay?
With my aunt, I do. I mean, when I say discuss acting, it's not like we're sitting and discussing like acting methods and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Like I said, I watch a lot of stuff with her, like these TV series and stuff like that. So if we see a performance that we like, or there's an actor who's like really impressed us in that show, we talk about how good that person. It's more of an admiration for the craft more than talking about the sort of technicalities of it. But yeah, it's just that kind. I think, and that's the kind of conversation everybody has when they're watching a movie, right? Like if you go
Right.
and watch The Joker, you're talking about how good Joaquin Phoenix was or whatever. So it's the same sort of conversation,
Moving on towards my next question, what kind of equation do you have with your brother-in-law, Akshay?
No, it's a good equation. I think he's an amazing role model. Like I said, I've been, fortunately, I've been raised by a lot of strong, the independent women my whole life, and he's sort of been the only male role model that I've had growing
Right.
up,
Right.
and he's a role model to so many people out there, like millions of people, and I'm lucky that I have the chance to meet with him and like pick his brain over things and get his advice. And he's always welcoming, and he's always ready to sort of share his input if I have any problem or whatever. So yeah, he's always supportive, and we have a great relationship. So
Nice. Nice. So, what is your plan? Like, what next? What are you aiming
honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm
at?
someone who just like takes things, one day at a time. I have this web series that I'm supposed to start shooting when things
Right.
get a little better and when we're given the permission to do so. And
Right.
when once I lose a little of the baby fat. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and it's a long one. It's a 50-day shoot, so that's gonna take up some time, and there's a lot of prep that's sort of there leading up to it. So that's going to keep me busy. So I'm just focused on that, the stuff that I'm doing on the music front with my friend, and that's about it. And after that, we'll see what happens. I'm
Right.
not
Right.
thinking too far ahead.
Right. You just mentioned that you'll be shooting for your web series. Can you give us a little hint about what it is, or how we are going to see you? Will there be a different look? Because in Shakti Singh's role, we have seen
Oh
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely something I mean, I can't say too much about the show because they'll get pissed
Yes.
off. I remember I had uploaded something about it a long time ago and I didn't ask them, and I put it up and then I got a call and they were yelling at me and I was like, I don't want to lose my job. So I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, it's something that I've never done. It's something that's,
Right.
way out of my comfort zone, but it's scary, but it's like the good kind of scary, it's,
Right.
it's, it's something that's really challenging. The whole vibe and dialect of that character is just something I've never done anything close to that. So I've always said it's going to be, I'm honest as well. I think it's going to be either really bad or really good. There's no middle ground. So yeah, hopefully it's on the sort of good end of the spectrum. And I have been working hard at it. Fortunately, in this aspect, the COVID situation just helped give me more time to
Right.
sort of sit with it and prepare, and hopefully that helped and that sort of reflects in the performance.
Right. 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 That's so true, and you being so honest about it as well. Okay, so it's our fun part of this interview. I'll be asking you a few rapid questions, and you have to be
Sure.
really quick, and the answer has to be fiery. And let's
I'll
see.
try my best.
Yes. So moving to let's just go with the first question. What is the best thing that happened to you this month?
The best thing that happened to me this month, I won a lot of money in an online poker tournament with my friends. So, I mean, considering that I've not been able to act, and I made some money sitting at home. That was the best thing that happened to me this month.
Nice, nice. Okay, what's your favorite board game?
I just learned Catan, so I think that's the most recent game that I've played. So, yeah, I would say that.
Okay. When are you most inspired?
When am I most inspired? I think late at night. I
Late
think,
at night.
it's always between the 2 to 4 a.m. window is when I'm most inspired.
Okay, okay. If you could teach one subject in school, what it would be?
Maybe like English literature. I always liked English literature in
Oh,
school, or history, world history.
what's your favorite beverage?
Maybe lemonade.
Okay, lemonade. What's the best compliment you have ever received?
That I didn't look like a newcomer in my first film. I think that was a good compliment.
Nice, nice, nice. What is your favorite birthday cake?
My favorite birthday cake. Just honestly, I'm old school. Just regular chocolate cake. No, none of that Biscoff biscuit on the top stuff. Just like
Right.
old school chocolate cake. Yeah, processed sugar.
Okay, what is one thing you still have from your childhood?
Something that I still have from my childhood. Just pictures.
Pictures. Okay.
That's it.
What is your favorite movie?
English or Hindi?
Any.
Oh, this
Tough
is a
question.
really tough one. Probably Shutter Island.
Okay. What is something you can't do? Or you don't want to do?
Something that I can't do, dance.
Okay, you don't want to dance. Okay.
I mean, I it's not like I don't want to, but I've seen some of the other people and they're so good, and I don't
Right.
think I can be half as good. So I think I should just stick to just the acting aspect of it.
Okay. Okay. What makes you laugh no matter what?
Friends.
Okay. Okay. That's sweet. What does creativity means to you?
Everything, like I told you, as someone who grew up dealing with a lot of anxiety and stuff like that, a creative outlet was very important, for me to express myself, because oftentimes, and people who suffer with that would know as well, it's very hard to articulate things and sort of be yourself when you're just having a conversation. So having some sort of creative outlet just lets you show the world what kind of a person you are. So creativity to me means everything.
Right. Okay, what is your favorite lyrics or of all the time?
My favorite lyrics, it's actually from this rap song from Joyner Lucas. And the line is, he's talking about relationships and he's talking about a girl and he says, I don't know if I'm in love with the pieces or I'm just in love with the puzzle. And I think that line is so much deeper than it is, because I think we all have that situation when we're selecting our partners. So yeah.
That brings me to my next question. Are you single?
Yes, I'm single.
Okay. What is your favorite holiday?
Like destination?
No, not destination. A holiday, like, people enjoy summer holidays or Christmas. So, what is your
Oh,
favorite?
like that. Yeah, Christmas. I think December is the best time. The weather is the best. I think all
Yes.
people are in a good mood, and yeah, I would say Christmas.
Okay, okay. This question is quite interesting. If you could raid one woman's closet, who would it be?
I could raid a woman's closet.
Yes.
Probably Nora Fateh's closet.
Okay. Right. Okay, what is a must-have purse item like that you carry in your
Phone.
phone? Okay. What is something you will not be doing in 10 years? Not be doing.
Something I won't be doing in 10 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully, waking up late. I have this very bad habit of waking up at noon. So as I get older, hopefully I learn to take care of myself
Right.
a little better and stop waking up early.
Right. Right. Okay. How do you start your day?
Um, how do I start my day? Usually, I just go have a cup of coffee and listen to some music. That's actually the first thing I do when I wake up. I don't know if other people do this. I put my headphones on and I listen to music. I think it just sets the mood for the day and the tone for the day. So yeah, that's the first thing I do. I plug my headphones in and get some coffee.
You seem like a book lover, as I can see in the background. You have a lot of
No, no,
books.
no. I've never read a book in my life. This is just so that if people ever come home, they think that I'm intelligent and I'm like this well-read one. It's a facade. It
Okay.
means nothing. It
Because my
means
next
nothing.
que- because my next question was, what is a book you're planning on reading next? So,
Never read a book. Don't plan on it. I'm more of
okay.
a podcast, audiobook kind of person.
Okay, so what is the next podcast you're planning to start with? A series or something?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I'm just right now. I've just been listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I don't know. There's this comedian called Bill Burr, and like how usually podcasts have like guests and stuff like that.
Yes.
His podcast is just him every week, just him for an hour and a half, just ranting and talking about stuff, and I absolutely love it. So yeah,
Well, that
that's what I'm
that
listening.
brings that brings to me, to tell you this, that if you're ever bored and if you're looking for a variety of content in variety of language, you should definitely tune on to Earshot, our platform. We cater in 5 different languages, and you have multiple
Definitely,
content, so you can if you're a podcast
for
person,
sure.
Earshot
No,
is your
definitely. I am, and I said I have a lot of time on my hands, so for sure.
yeah. Okay, what is a city you wish to visit
Ooh.
after this whole
You know
pandemic
what?
gets over? Yeah.
Uh, that's a tough one. I want to go to New Zealand, so I'm gonna say like maybe somewhere in New Zealand.
Okay. What is your favorite exercise?
I don't really enjoy any of them, to be honest. Uh, I used to, I tore my ACL a couple of months ago, so I can't run for like 7 months, and it's been 3 months already. So I really miss running. So right now, I would say running because I realize how
Okay.
much I miss it.
Okay. What is your spirit animal?
A bear.
A bear. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't comment on to that, but okay. What was your worst subject in school?
Oh, math for sure. Yeah, maths.
Oh, high five on to that because I hated math a lot.
Really bad. Like, yeah,
Yeah. I
really
hardly
bad.
passed in that subject in my
Any
life.
sort of equation and stuff, like, that's why even physics, chemistry was bad, but there was still like some theory stuff that helped you get away with
Yes,
it. But
yes.
maths was just like horrible.
Right. What would you do on a rainy day?
Just sleep, take a
Sleep.
nap.
Okay,
Yeah.
most recent celebrity crush. Any actress.
Janvi Kapoor. I
Okay.
never had a crush on her. I never had a crush on her. And then I saw this, what was it, Nadiyo Par,
Yeah.
that song. And yeah, ever since then, I've been obsessed. I even followed her for a bit, and then she didn't follow me back, so I unfollowed her.
Okay. Okay, so my last question. How do you know if you're in love?
Oh, see, I honestly don't know. If you find out, please tell me. I
Okay.
don't think I've ever been in love, so I can't really comment on that.
Okay. So, Karan, that brings to the end of our, interview.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Karan. Thank you. It was lovely having
Thank you.
you here on Bollywood News Stars. Thank you so much.
Earshot, here and now.